So David is in a short on UJ. I wonder where he took it. This is the H1. I don't know how long you've been in it. Maybe you saw stop losses over there. Boo, boo, boo. Somewhere in here. Perhaps you went in, but you've just broken into this guy. Have you? No, maybe you haven't broken into this guy. Hold on. Maybe my eyes are deceiving me. Oh, you're very close to having broken in, but I don't think you have. The low of this is 117.538. Low of this is 117. It didn't break in there. Oh, you really wanted that extra 4 pips to get yourself down as far as here. So now it's come deep into the MPL of this guy, really deep into the MPL of this, but it hasn't broken it yet. What's it looking like in here? Boo, 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 boo. Alrighty, so you bounced off here once you came down into the MPL zone of this, back up to there, inside there. Now it may trick again. It may come up above this high and back further inside here. Now, if your entry is somewhere around here, then your entry loses its safety if it breaks the kink of this over here. Bum, bum. Have we got it? Yeah, come out of the way, you thingy on the screen. Okay. So this guy broke in here. Is there a gap here for everybody?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, refresh. Alrighty then. Well, I'm missing some information, so because I don't know what happened once price broke down into here. So I'll need to see somebody else's screen, I believe. Okay, David, we're going to make you presenter then, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Boo, boo, boo. And make presenter.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, oh, look at that. Oh, my golly. That's just beautiful. That's really beautiful. Yeah, absolutely lovely.
Okay, so what I was thinking was I had a target there, but I chickened out and it came, I took some profit round about here.
Good.
And it's retraced.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my stop loss just below the very top there, just so that if it's going to go, it's going to go. And so therefore, at least I'm not losing everything.
Mm-hmm. Now, will your stop loss take the spread of a retrace up to here?
I hope so.
Right.
I need to check.
Gotcha. You're on M30, so it's possible it'll take that spread, because that's an easy place to go to. And with going up to that level, you're making what looks like PA above here, so everybody's thinking long there. And when everybody's thinking long, it's a good time to short. So somewhere around your stop loss, which is a buy, it's actually a good place to think of a sell. So be very careful with that. You've already taken some profit down here, so that would presumably cover your original stop loss that you will have had above whatever this is a reaction to. So,
Yes.
so if you are still going to be in a win or a non-lose situation by leaving your stop loss where it was originally, then you are looking better for this deep retrace, because this looks too easy to break. You see the two highs that we've got here?
Yeah.
Now, that is pure BS. When they make something like that, you know that they want to break it. They want to make a strong-looking resistance here to price going up. So they could very easily fill this range again come up to that high, make price look like it's going down, and then get in sellers again, and then break the three highs that are lined up there. So it might be just to here, and you do seem to have a kink inside the right hand side of that high candle there. That could be it for, you might find the right place to turn at this level, but even breaking that level there and coming up to these would be stronger, and it's a better price for the ITs to be selling at as well. And it puts all of the sellers around this resistance under great duress. And then, of course, there were the sellers that saw this whole big move down, and then they saw that that big move got broken down there, and there are actually sellers down here, as you can see by the way price reacted to it. So a lot of people sold here, so they're under pressure all the way up. Now they've gotten that sense of relief here, and what they're going to do is just, or what they can do is put that relief under pressure, then give them a little bit more relief here, but then put them in strong panic at a push back up here, and more panic at the break of this, and then over here there could be the right place to be selling. So be very careful with that. You could lose a monster trade by putting the stop loss there if the spread actually hits. If the spread actually hits your stop there. So be careful with that. But lovely trade. Now,
one question. I kind of struggle at this stage because obviously I've got some profit.
Yep.
Do you take the profit around here just to consolidate the profit, or do you, as you say, make sure that your stop loss is in a position that any retrace doesn't come back and hit it, and so therefore allowing you the opportunity for a monster trade?
You see, that's the thing. We are all different, and what we want differs. So if you are the kind of person that is happy to see your entry get hit a few times, and you only want the monster trades, then you will leave your stop loss at the original stop loss because you're happy to only take monster trades. Whereas other people, they'll want to take whatever they can out of it and not mess around with it and not watch and stress over price coming back to their entry so many times, because stress is really bad for us. So some of us would not like to see price coming back here all the time, and we take out an awful lot of our profit over here. And some of us could take out all of our profit over here, knowing that we've had a good trade, we've gotten a great entry, and we've taken quite a bit out of it, and we knew that there was a very good chance of a retrace back up there. And if we're the person who doesn't like retraces, then we'll take nearly everything out here, if not everything. But you've left some on, hoping to fill this range, looking to fill this range. And this range looks very good, by the way. This never came back and touched it. So sooner or later, it's going to want to get there. Now, maybe it'll want to break the zone above and then come down and pick that up, or maybe it will want to carry on with this range for some time. So yes, it could mess around here. I mean, you could easily get a triple top. Now that's very near the top there, so we would call this a triple top if it were to come back up there. And that is your stop loss gone, and this could be a great turning point for price. Now I don't remember where we are exactly on the higher scale. Let's just take a little peek. Now, once again, what we've got over here is a double top. So this is more BS as well. Price came to, okay, it's been an ignored, it's been a Quasimodo level here, and it's worked really well. And that actually filled the range up there. So are we now trapped down here? I don't know what we've broken down to get as far as this, but really we're in this area. Now, did this low come down as far as that low over there? Has it got further to go? It came back as far as this one anyway, by the looks of it. Let's just go in here and see if it's got any bit further to go. I'm going to put in a temporary line here. Maybe you'll help me line it up with the very top of this and see if it has hit the, I presume it has hit the kink actually, but just to be sure. Yeah, it just has. So really it has hit its its conservative target there, and it's done really nicely. So it's done all that it needs to do. If this low had not come down as far as the kink of that, then you'd be in a far stronger position now to hold the trade and wait for price to get down to there. So there's no information as yet. So if you were to, let me see, what PA do you need to actually get down there? Well, essentially you need to break this guy anyway before you know exactly what is going on and whether you have a first engulf. There's no engulf of anything as yet, so nothing is telling you you're going down in to fill this range. Now, if you get down there, what have we got? We've got this guy in the way. Boo, you got that guy in the way. So somewhere in this candle is another little target, but you will have had your first engulf. And having had your first engulf, there is that much stronger chance that you're going to come down and fill the range. And you could be looking at your first bounce around this level here, which is gorgeous. It's got that lined up and it's got that lined up, and that's great. And a lot of people will see as that being more than enough. Now you also have this down here, which is an even better price to be playing around with. Now, let me just look at this. This seems to be the kink over here. How deep into that kink did we go? I'd love for you to take a look inside here and find the very MPL of this little kink and see if there is just another set of orders inside there which we haven't touched yet. I'm so happy with your trade though. I'm so happy with your entry. Hold on, I go into a lower time frame there.
Okay.
Rather than higher. Okay. The one MPL I see on that is the most obvious, and it is the bottom of this candle over here. Let me just expand this a little. Righty, no compression or anything inside there. Nothing over in here that's very visible. So essentially your MPL is right here. And I'm going to just move this over. That is, come on, just up a tiny bit. I think that's it. Right, so there's your MPL on that. Boo-boo. Okay, well, you have hit the very MPL of that. You haven't broken the MPL a bit or anything. So you've really come and taken out the last set of orders that are there. So that means that this isn't attractive anymore. And all they could be looking for now is a break of this whole zone and an entry into this compressed area over here. So nothing yet. So really I would be looking at this place on a break of this. I'd be looking at that first. Then I'd be looking at this. And then I'd be looking at that. So you have three places to look for in this. Nothing is telling you that you're going there yet. This is so easy here to fill. This range is so very, very easy to fill back in again. There's no guarantee on this, I'm afraid. There's absolutely no guarantee. But you can guarantee yourself a no loss on it anyway. So it's up to you. This could go on for weeks before it gets down to here or down to here. Could go on for a very long time. Who knows what's going to happen with it? So it's UJ. So now you've got to take a look at the USD and you've got to take a look at the Japanese yen. So if I were you, I would check USD NOK to see what's going to happen with that, where it is. And then I would look at the Euro yen to see what's going to happen with the yen. And if it looks like the yen wants to go up and the dollar wants to go down, then you can hold this trade and you can hold this for a very long time. So if you wouldn't mind, there's Euro Yen over there. Can we open that up?
Yep.
Okay. And what's happening with this? Okay, we've come to pre-compression, I believe. Yes, we're very pre-compression there. We've come to the very tip of it there. If we break up into there, we're into this guy over here, and there's nothing to stop us really getting over as far as here. There's really very little to stop us going there. So we're actually at a good place on the end to come and fill the range. Now, what's there? We've got this left shoulder on here, and price has maybe... it hasn't broken the kink of it. Here's the lowest of the left shoulders on that. There is the kink on it there, and we may have a little bit further to go deeper inside that kink. So there is always the chance. I'd like to take a look at this low that we've got here, see how deep it went into that kink, and are there further orders in that kink to let price get down to. So, okay. H4 here. So this is our kink here. Price came down to, it's inside the first engulf area of it. Okay, you do have pre-compression just here, just inside this, which hasn't been hit, I believe. Let's go down lower again. So, okay. We've come down. We've made pretty much a double bottom with this guy over here. Yeah. Now, we do have more orders inside there. And that is very attractive, and it's quite invisible, and it takes out a multitude of stops below here. And there is no reason whatsoever not to come and take out these lows and come into here and take those. So that's very good for your trade. The likelihood is that these orders will be taken inside this range because, you know, they'll want to pick up as many orders as they can inside a range without making any PA. So without making any PA, they can break these lows over here and come down just a few pips, take all the stops, and then bounce back up again. They can come back up into the range, or they can come back just to this low again. So that's good for you. Now, USD NOK. Okay, we'll have to open USD NOK. You get bigger. Okay, you just close, and then that will get bigger. Close. Close. Really close. Okay, USD NOK. There it is. Now, lots of people use the USD index. I don't use it so much as I'd use this. This seems to be far more pure to me. And let me see, template default. Oh, did you set your default template as the one that you use? Oh no, you didn't, because otherwise it would have opened up like that. I just can't be looking at that. Okay, TV, turn off, be quiet, shut up. Right, there we go, that's better. Boo, boo, boo. Let me close down this chat thingy here, it's in the way. Alrighty. And why aren't you over there? Oh, you just haven't got this thing on, okay. Boo, boo. I just can't be looking at it so crammed over there. Okay. Now you see, look at this on the daily with the USD NOK. This can so easily get down to here. So very, very easily get down to here. And that is lined up maybe nicely with this left shoulder over here. Let's just have a little peek. Okay, there is the kink on that. Now we maybe hit the top of it. Yes, we've hit the top of that kink all right. But it looks to me like we can get down much deeper into there. Now, yes, this has been taken out to the pip on the way back, certainly. We've had our low. We haven't had our engulf yet. We might have had a low scale engulf, all right, of something and come back here and picked out these orders that are there. But I still see that we do have orders inside here at the MPL of that. Just inside there, we still have orders. So this could come down. So now we've got conflicting possibilities with the euro, or with the dollar and the yen. None of them have given any PA yet, of course, but it looks like the dollar can go down, and it looks like the yen can go down too, which is a pain in the ass for you. Really, it is a pain in the ass for you. So yeah, we are none the wiser with this. Now, okay, we look like we're coming down into here anyway, into the MPL of this. And if we do come down into the MPL of that, then the dollar yen can come down and it can follow it as well. And maybe that will give you the PA that you need on the dollar yen. So yes, I just imagine that this is going to come back up into this supply here again, maybe at pre-compression, turn down, and then fill this compression here. It just looks kind of simple to do that. We've got stops below here, lining up with this guy over here as well. They line up pretty well with these guys over here, so we can come down deeply into that. And if coming down deep into that then pushes us down on the USD yen, then we're looking good. But we have nothing definite on it yet. But your trade is safe for now. And where is your trade unsafe? Let's have a little peek. Boo boo, boo boo boo. Oh, whoa, 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 the break of this doesn't mean very much. Yes, it is around here. Once we start breaking, or breaking these highs over here, you know, the left, the right shoulder on this. Once we start breaking those, then your entry is unsafe, which is really close to your entry. So any advice that I give you can go very, very wrong here, because there's nothing to say that we're not going to go even deeper into here. And I don't know what exactly this is a reaction to. What is that a reaction to? And can it go deeper? Have a little peek if you don't mind.
This one is cleaner.
Okay. All right. And I saw you had a Fibonacci, I think, on that other chart. It's always good to have a fib around as well. We don't use it, but we definitely use it to see what it is that the retailers are looking at. So it is clever to throw a fib on every once in a while and look at where the fibs can be broken into a nice level.
Okay, so this is the monthly.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Right. Okay, so we've got a long way that we can go up in here. I did see that you had a lovely MPL that you are reacting to at the moment. Boo, boo, boo. Where the hell is it? Yes, it's this guy over here. This is the first MPL of this. Yes, there are far greater ones. But this is the first place inside there. That's the first left shoulder, and it is really a great place. The kink on that, let's just find the kink on that somehow. We'll turn this off again. Bring this over. Okay, and let me just put a vertical there, just to be sure. Righty. That's a big candle that we've got right now.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of history on it, and so anything above could quite easily go a long way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we can't find the kink in here, then we don't know exactly what it is, where it is that we're reacting. I mean, this could have come all the way back up anywhere inside that candle, and that would mean that the highs that we've got over here are set to break up into here without making any PA. I don't suppose we've got H1 back as far as that, do we? Boo, boo, boo. Oh, you do have it. I think we should go this way, shouldn't we? Should we? Okay, good. We really do have it. That's great. So, where is it? Is it this one? Bum bum. I think it is maybe this one. Right. Okay, so what I see here is that a break of this candle anyway takes us through the kink that we've got in there. So it is in here. So we've come up really, really high in that. So for me, a break up above this candle here is PA up into the greater zone. Now it's not a very big zone, but it can bring us easily over to here, and that probably lines us up with this kink inside here, which is pre-compression there. So you've made no PA to the upside anyway, I believe. Let me just get this line again. Make sure that we haven't broken that, giving us PA up into the zone. Could you line up with the top of that handle, please?
I think that's it.
It does look kind of good. Okay. And then over to H4. Pop this off. Ooh, look at that. Okay, now we've got PA up into the zone above with this guy here. So what we seem to be reacting to here, we've actually broken rather than reacted. So this has taken stops there. I'm right? Yeah, that's the top of that candle there. So essentially we have PA up. Now we are already in the zone of the first target for that. So I'm not loving the idea of holding for any monster shorts here. Now, monster shorts could work. Now, since we've had PA up, then what we can just hope for is a very deep retrace down to here. So I'm certainly not saying get out of the trade, but I'm saying don't expect anything really monster out of this. Now you really can get something monster out of it. Just because we've had PA up there doesn't mean we can't fill this entire range down here before we get there. But I'd be thinking about here, and I'd be thinking about
that was my maximum expectation. Was that blue line there?
Gotcha. All right. Well, watch the PA like a hawk as it gets there. And really watch it, because that could be as far as we want to go with it. It really, really could. Now, okay, we can say that this here is a reaction to that, and that there is... It's got a lot to do with this one over here, but how about these guys over here? Yeah, we can still come down deep into this kink. We can still come down really deep into this kink and take all stops there. Make it look very bearish. Make it look really bearish. And if we were to make it look bearish, then the best thing to do, of course, is to make another low over here, tying in with that guy, and then partly fill this range again, and then come down and take out all the stops down further into here. But yes, I would be thinking that here or just in the pre-compression just below is a really good place to maybe start thinking about closing out your trade, because essentially we do have PA up. And now once we do get PA up, we can get massive retraces, really, really massive retraces, but still the PA is somewhat against us. And you can see here, this is the first left shoulder that we've got over here. And then we want to go into the next left shoulder, and that's just there. So we have stacked zones inside here. And all it has to do really is go into the kink lining up with this guy over here, and it has hit its target. And, you know, we may very well have gotten into the kink tying in with this left shoulder over here. So we may have hit our conservative target to the upside with that already. So no mad PA here, nothing very, very clear. There just is perhaps the desire to take stops, to make people sell to them nice and low here so that they can go back up deeper into this zone over here. So they're going to be looking for people to sell to them, and you have to give them a reason to shake out, or you have to give them a reason to panic on this. So I'd set up a number of lows somewhere along here, and then break those lows, take all the stops. And once there's a couple of lows lined up, and then those the stops below those lows are taken out, I'd be actually thinking of closing out the trade. So look for a pair of lows, look for a break of those lows, and once you've broken those lows, then consider closing most of the trade, you know, because this really could fill up the whole range. There's no reason why it can't fill up the whole range, because we really are in a target zone to the upside anyway. So it is a great place. But with this, there is always the chance of going much deeper inside there. I mean, why haven't these orders been picked up immediately on the breakdown of here? They've been left for some other time, and this could very well be the time. So yeah, consider watching the PA here. Consider watching for a pair of lows, as I say, then the lows being broken, some strong push down. On the strong push down, that could be it. That could be as far as it goes.
Okay.
Alrighty, alrighty. So it's Omid presenting his chart, isn't that right? Yes, yes. I think.
Can you please explain a little more about filling the ranges?
Okay, that's, yeah, yes. Do we have 5 hours to spare here, or can I do it quickly? All right. If you imagine that the chart is a pinball table, you know the pinball table?
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Price bounces around like it is in pinball, but you know, in pinball, price can go, or the ball can go left and right. This one only goes left to right. But there are these places, all these things sticking up on the charts, very obvious places sticking up on the charts, where price can bounce, just like the ball will bounce on the little mushrooms and stuff on the table. So price goes exactly like that. So we can see that it can come and bounce off any of these. And what the ITs absolutely love to do is get tons of orders in, get tons of stop losses taken without making any PA. And where is the best place to make no PA? It's inside a flag. They love to make flags, and they make flags to get people revenge trading, trading in the wrong direction, trading in the right direction, then take their stops. Flags, that's what they're all about. They are all about swapping out their orders, making no PA whatsoever, but making everybody think that there's tons of PA there. So inside the flag, they love to do it. And you see there's a flag here, and you see that there's an obvious left shoulder inside there. That's a wonderful place for price to bounce. And once price made any PA up, once it broke this high over here, it should come down and fill that up. Now, it doesn't have to. They can leave it for later, certainly, and they can make PA up and then come and fill this out, make price look very bearish altogether to come and take out this level, fill this range. But so often they like to take every single order inside a range. Now, once they've made PA up, like they have here, now yes, we've sort of hit very possibly our conservative target on that. But once you make PA up, it's so logical to come and take the MPL to the downside and make it look very bearish getting there. And then once it's gotten there, then they can take all the stops they need. They're really lined up. They have essentially bought really low in a range, and then they can come and use those buys and look for profit taking further up in the target that they're heading for. So always expect the left shoulders to be taken out inside a flag. Sometimes it happens afterwards. Sometimes it happens after the PA is made, but so very often it happens before any PA is made. And that's it. They love to take the MPLs. They absolutely love to take each of the left shoulders that they've got inside here. Here's a left shoulder in there, and that could easily bounce price at that. And then here's another one here. So they love just making smaller and smaller flags as they go, and then they make wider and wider flags as they go. But they tend to take out all of the left shoulders that they have made. Very often, as I say, it's inside the flag and it's before anything is made, but once you have PA to one direction, they will very often retrace all the way to take the very last set of orders on the other side. Simple as that, really. Now, there is... I have gotten big explanations of this, and I've made big explanations of this, and, you know... There are hundreds and hundreds of hours of videos that I have made about this stuff. None of it is totally categorized, however, because you know me, I will talk about 30 subjects in each webinar, and it's very hard to categorize that because you know all of the market, all learning about the market is essentially one lesson taught many different ways. But you're welcome to have those hundreds of hours of lessons that are there. You're more than welcome to have them because every question you will ever have is answered in them. But there is a possibility that it is way too much information and it could just freak you out altogether. So yes, having all the information in the world can be a good thing, but it can also be a terrible thing. It can paralyze you. But anybody who wants those hundreds of hours of video, just ask me and I'll give them to you. No problem at all.
You had a nice GPI video in your journal in Read the Market Academy, which explained very well flag completion.
Oh, excellent. Well, if you can find that, then brilliant. I would absolutely love to show that to everybody. I'd really love to show that to everybody. If you can find a download link, just put it into the WhatsApp and
Okay.
Yeah, and give it to them. And you've been through maybe everything. If you have somehow categorized some of it, then share it with the guys, please. Because
I have a table of contents for the for all the webinars that you've done. Only my understanding of what I get out of the webinars, but it has a table of contents of what I've got out of them.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Because, you know, I've only got information but no organization whatsoever. So, yeah, please share. Please share. It could be very handy. Because you guys are going to be working together and it pays to actually share the information because there's no point in having one of your teammates kind of left behind when that teammate is going to be holding you up or is going to be, you know, helping you as much as you're going to be helping them. So yeah, please do. If you've got any categorization and if you've got any favorite videos or anything like that, share it with the guys. Really do. That would be amazing. But do it on WhatsApp though, because the end-to-end encryption on this stuff is kind of really important. Good. Excellent. Please do that. Now, okay, let's have a presentation. Please. So I will give Omid presenter. And yes. I am right though, hundreds of hours of videos is probably too much to give anybody, isn't it? Yes, we can see your screen. Okay, EU.
Okay, let's start. First, we have this lower FX app here,
Mm-hmm.
and I draw it in my chart right here.
Very good.
And here is another level that is close to it. We can say that this is the bigger kink on it, right?
You're looking at that, and yes. Yep, it is to the right-hand
And
side
we
of the
have
high.
here
Yep.
stack supply.
Mhm.
Yeah, and here we have a stack supply.
Yep.
So we can look around this zone. Okay. Here I can go deeper. I don't have any data.
Okay.
But from here, maybe this FTR here can be an important zone for us that is
Absolutely.
aligned with this left shoulder.
It is left shoulder, and it definitely has orders in it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And the lower edge is here. Here we have another FTR, failure to return.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have two highs. That is a good MPL for our zone.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And here is our upper level. Lost it. And it is the last kink on it. And maybe price want to touch it to the pip.
Yeah.
Also around here we have a CP pass.
Yeah.
The pre-compression and the tip of it can be important too.
Sure. Yep, very nice.
Here we have a left shoulder, and I think in lower time frame here we have a compression, and these two are aligned together, and maybe this can be important for bones.
Yeah. Sure, and look at the highs that you've got lined up to the right over there as well. It makes it look very special indeed. It looks like there are tons of stops there. I don't know what chart you were looking at now because I can't see it anymore. Okay.
Okay, that was the zone we were looking at.
All right. Okay.
The tip of the compression.
Yeah. Now look at these
now,
guys here.
We are going to.
Sorry, go on.
Okay.
You go. Go. Carry on, Omid.
Continue.
Do, please. Because I just interrupt way too much.
And here is the lower edge of the. Okay. The CP pass. And here is the last kink. Oh, I don't have any lower time frame. And here is the last kink on our level and the lower edge of the CP pass. And here we have a high, and it seems like a good QM level.
Yes, and look to the right-hand side of the high and look at the two blue highs that you've got lined up there, ready for a fake resistance to be made. Just go to the right a little bit. Let me see. Can I have controls, I wonder? I've got no controls. Now I'm losing. Okay, it's still here. It is still here. Directly above your cursor. There.
Here.
Those two highs that you've got there, they look so ready to be broken. I would respect those highs and I would bounce price there and I would make it look bearish from there. Absolutely, I'd make it look bearish from there and then come and take out all the stops below into your much nicer pre-compression that you've got there. That would work so well for me.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay. Yeah.
It's the BSZ again.
Yes. Now we have this level. I think this can be important. Break the previous highs here.
Yeah.
And it seems like important to me.
Sure.
Here it looks like the bigger kink on it. If we go to a lower time frame. Here is the bigger kink on it.
Well, now that bigger kink looks like a much bigger swing than was relevant in that actual left shoulder swing that we're looking at. So I really wouldn't go that big with that. I would keep that on a smaller scale, I believe.
Okay. Here we have a compression, and here it is the pre-compression, and is aligned with this high. Maybe this can bounce the price too.
Oh, look at that! That's beautiful. Yeah. Indeed, that's really nice.
And here is the last kink on our level. Here.
Now you're looking. Now let me just catch up with you here. Oh, I'm going to ask you for controls on this.
Okay.
Request. Oh, I can't request. Maybe I already have the controls, but it's just not giving it to me. All right. Now you see the. Would you please point at the left shoulder that you're working from there?
The higher time frame, right?
Yeah.
It was here.
Yes. Now, when you see something like that, look for symmetry on it. So let's say you were to bounce down from... Pippi, there's a mouse. Go. Pippi, go chase the mouse. Tell him to leave. Go. No? No. Okay. The mouse is welcome. That's fine. Okay. I would look for symmetry on that. So where you have the high there, I would look... sorry, to the low after it, and see if there's actually space to bounce down through that zone, and if there's a set of highs or whatever lined up at the lower side of that swing, just to see is there space for symmetry there. So can you tell me, is there space for symmetry on that?
Sorry, my English isn't very good, and I have to watch this video again.
Okay.
And I didn't really realize what you mean.
Okay, well, draw a rectangle from the high of that swing to the low of the swing after it. Yes, draw a rectangle there. Go get the mouse. Get the mouse. Don't hurt him, though. Just chase him away. No. Okay, fine. I should get a cat. No, the cat would kill the mice. Yes, okay. So now you can see over on the right-hand side the range that you would want to fill on any bounce from that left shoulder level. Do you see it?
Yes.
So that whole range, you would love to go and get a bounce from 137.60 or whatever it is down as far as the 113. So that is a lovely place to look for a trade with, I don't know, nearly 3,000 pips or something in it. So if you could get an entry there at the MPL, you've already got a few highs lined up at that mark. If you can find a pre-compression or whatever it is to work with there on a really low scale, you could be getting, let's say, a trade with a 10 or 15 pip stop loss on it, or even less, and you could be going from that 137.60 down as far as 117 something. So yes, that gives you an idea of your targets on these trades, of your maximum targets anyway on these trades. So always be aware of any left shoulder that you're using. Look at the swing that it makes. Always look at the swing that it makes and then see is there space to fill up that range again once price gets to the left shoulder level. You with me? Yeah, I'm speaking too quickly.
Yes.
I understand. I'm speaking too quickly. But when you see the video later on, you're going to understand after watching it a couple of times that there is a lot of space there over on the right-hand side of the chart. There's an awful lot of space there to fill that range, and that is what you should be looking at doing. So the low of that rectangle there, it's you see that it was important already when price went down, and it bounced price down once it came back up to it. Now imagine price breaking up in towards the high of that swing again, and it's going to want to fill the range all the way down to the low of that rectangle again. So these are the things you watch out for. Look out for symmetry in it. I do talk about symmetry regularly because it is a very important thing. If there is space for symmetry, then so often that symmetry is going to be formed. So, okay, that's that. That's a really important area. The top of that rectangle, terribly important. The bottom of that rectangle then is a brilliant target for it.
Thanks.
So, yeah, okay, carry on then. Oh, one other thing.
So is it logical to look for a kink on this level here?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think you've gotten it there. I think you saw the pre-compression that's in there at the left shoulder of it. So, yeah. And that looks like a really... Oh, no, you're looking at it on weekly, so I don't know how many pips that zone is. But it looks like a very thin zone to work with. Excellent. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Because on the right-hand side of the high there... Yeah. And you can see on the right-hand side of the high, there is a low. Or there's a high on the right-hand side of the high where you've got a little red rectangle there. You've got a tiny red rectangle. Now, that tiny red rectangle that you've got, I would make another high at that level, maybe even two highs at that level, and then look for the stops beyond that right into where your darker red line is, just under the 136.99 area there. So yes, that would be beautiful. Make a resistance at your little red rectangle, break that resistance up into your left shoulder to the pip entry that you've got over there, and then come and fill that range.
Thank you.
So yeah, beautiful, really beautiful.
No, yes. Here is another level from FXTop. This one.
Okay.
Here it is. And it was respected several times. Here,
it was.
There. And I think it can be important.
Yeah, indeed. And actually, if you go back to FXTop again. Now, that left shoulder that you've got there.
Here it is.
Yes, I would look for symmetry with that again. And the symmetry with that has happened a few times. So the area that we're in right now is a very good area.
Here, right?
Yeah. So that area is very good for bouncing back and filling that range again. So we may have a monster trade up on that. Now, it looks to me like the lowest black line that you've got on your FX top there could be the place to be looking for that bounce back up to fill that range again. So it looks like we're in a special and strong place right now. I don't know exactly where we are in that range, but I would really look for symmetry there. I would look for that whole area to be filled up once again. So we may have a monster trade coming up this week or next week. It looks like they're getting ready to take the stops already. They've got a few lows already established there. And anybody who's been buying those lows is now under real pressure. Maybe they're going to put them under just that little bit more pressure, take out every single stop that there is, get everybody selling, and then they'll buy back up into that range again and do something phenomenal for many, many pips. So yeah, this is an interesting time. We could have a beautiful trade here. We could really have a fabulous long going on. Of course, I'll probably miss it because I like to go as deep as is humanly possible. I would wait, and I am stupid like this for missing out on trades, but when I do get these trades, I love them. You'll see your lowest red rectangle, the rectangle towards the bottom of the chart. It is right at a pre-compression there. Yes, it's right at a pre-compression, and it lines in with the left shoulder to the left. And I would, if price got to there, I would absolutely adore to see it go up. And that is, let me see. Oh, now you're under the 99 as well. So it really looks like price is going to go down and down. Once you break the one level, everybody thinks prices that the euro is going to die and that it's going to go down forever. So I'd come down deep into there, down to the 95, something like that, wherever that rectangle is. And then I would bring price right back up to fill that range again, up into the 130s. So that could be utterly monstrous. It could be really gigantic.
Thank you. So this was our lower that was important for us. Mm-hmm. And we can see that price several times respect it and show its strength.
Yes, yes.
This is our lower. Here is our lower, and it is aligned with these highs. Maybe here it was a little weak.
Mm-hmm. Yes, those orders were taken. Maybe again. Maybe. Just maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Another level is this one. I think this can be important too.
Sure.
Breaking these lows and the deepest retrace and then a strong drop.
Yes.
Let's go to lower time frame.
And you can see how the low before that, left shoulder has gotten respected recently with the lows that we've got here. So we could fill that range quite easily again. Really easily we could fill that range again, and that would take out tons of stops. I mean, millions of stops from the highs that we've got on the last flag. So yeah, it's a great place too.
This is our level, and this is the king on it.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the MPL of it, these two highs. BS zone, this can attract the price, and also this is the last kink on the level.
Very good, and it looks kind of invisible as well.
We have a compression here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Here we have a compression, the upper edge and the lower edge. The upper edge was aligned with these lows, and it looks like important.
Yeah.
And also here, maybe you can look around here.
I would like to take a short at the higher level that you've got there at the top of the compression. Yeah.
And now here I think we have a CP compression.
Yes, yes.
The upper edge and the lower edge can be important for us.
Yes, yes. And there are tons of stops at the upper. There are really so many stops at the upper as well that it's a great place to bounce back down.
Yes. Now let's look where the price break into it. Here it is. Here is the level. Here we have a gap, I think.
Okay. An H4 gap. Okay, weekend. Right, so we don't know what happened inside there. I hate those things.
Yeah. But anyway, I draw the kink here. And here is the lower edge. Let's look around here too. Where it is. Here is the lower edge, this level. And if we go to lower time frame, this is the kink on it, I think, these shadows. And here, this low is aligned with those highs, and maybe can make it a good QM level to bounce the price. Does it look important to you?
It really seems to. Hold on a second. Boom. Yes, it does. It looks really nice. Yeah, you're really finding your levels here. I love them.
Here is another low. Maybe it can be important. Does it have importance to you?
Absolutely, it does. It really, really does. Yeah. I mean, that can bounce price down as soon as price gets up there now. It's at a nice pre-compression level as well, so that adds strength to it. You know, on our most recent move down, it's compressed above there. So there are orders there, and they can fill up this range really well.
There is the level. Here it is.
And the kink on it is deep as well, so
or
anybody...
lower, I think.
Fine.
Okay. Here is the kink on it. Here we have a compression. Here is the lower edge.
Yep.
Here it is. Maybe we can find the kink here.
Yes, and that RS is so far away from the to the pip RS that anybody who sees that RS get broken so badly deep up into that kink that's there will think that it's buy time. It's definitely buy time, whereas there's still loads of space to sell in. So yes, it's a nice place. It's a great place for a trick.
And here is something that holds the price, and it is the kink on it, and can be important. And also here these lows, you can see these lows. It is aligned with these highs, and maybe the kink on it can be important too.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
Here is that level. and this is a king on it, and here we have a compression zone also here.
Yeah, really nice.
And it is the monthly lever, and
yeah, and it has a number of places where it can bounce inside that kink, so we may miss the trade on it, or we may get the trade on it. You know, if you're at the very beginning of a kink, which is a perfectly valid place for price to turn, you know the price can go deeper into the kink, but it need not. It's gone as far as it needs to go. So with something like that, we definitely, at the beginning of a kink, need to, if we're getting in on a trade, we need to take some profits off at the conservative target, so that if it does show that it's going to go deeper into the kink by hitting our stop, at least we haven't lost anything. We might have even made something. So we must be careful of that. But early in the kink is just as valid a place to take a monster trade as really deep in the kink, because it need not always go really deep into it. So yeah, watch the beginning of it, watch the ones in the center, and always know where it has failed, know where, if price engulfs back up deeper into the kink, know where it has actually made PA to do that, and have your stops and have your early profit taking mapped out in such a way that you're not going to lose from these things and you can only win. So yeah, this is good. Now, I saw the rest of your charts. As soon as you opened it, I saw that it's all really good and it's all really well informed. So we're already an hour and 10 minutes in. We can finish this off, but there's something on my mind first, which I have to get off my mind. And it is to ask you guys who've been here before, presumably ask David, actually, about the flag limit, because I got a text message this morning about the flag limits. One of my students said he watched the last video from the last lesson in the Academy Light, and he said that I'm focusing on left shoulders an awful lot in this. And he said, now, I have been working on flag limits extensively since you taught me those. And with the flag limits, I can see beautiful order in the markets and I am making money from it and I'm absolutely loving it. But what I see now is that you're going to the left shoulders. And does that mean that the ITs have actually changed the way in which they work? Should I now move solely over to left shoulders? So what I told him was that no, they still work both ways. The ITs, they are individuals. They are told what to do, certainly, and they're told that they're supposed to bring price to this place before this date and do whatever you do best to get price there and get all the orders in at that price on that date. So they do that. And some of them will use specifically left shoulders as their targets and left shoulders for their entries and for their exits. And then there's the other group who are of a different mindset and they use flag limits. They will follow the flag limits from left to right all the way, and that's how they map out their charts. Because, you know, you can have two different footballers on the same field and they're on the same team and the team works. It could be the best team in the world, but these two footballers have pretty much the same roles, but they do things different ways. And that is the way it is with the IT traders as well, because they do want to have their individuality. And the strongest of them are the flag limit traders and the left shoulder traders. So I want you guys to understand both of these concepts extremely well. I mean, extremely well. And I've given all the lessons on it. So hopefully David will have lessons already stored on the flag limits so that I can just pretty much give that to you guys, or David can give that to you guys, and then you will understand the flag limit extremely well. Because when you get a match between a flag limit level and a left shoulder level, that is your strongest place on the chart to look for trades. And it will... it's where both of them come together. It is both of their targets. It's the flag limit trader's target, and it is the left shoulder trader's target. So where we can tie both of those up together, we can get our absolute monster trades. So David, I'm hoping that you know where there are the best lessons on flag limits, so that you can share them with the guys, and then they will be totally ready to take on everything in the market, because tying these two concepts together is really important. And I think that what lessons I've given will be probably far better than any lessons I can give in the future on the flag limits. So if you have them, please share them. If not, I'm going to have to go through.
What I do have, is that I have a table of contents which will identify when you've talked about flag limits.
Oh, good.
But all of your videos and webinars are all on the EDU site. I don't have access to those to provide them.
I thought you had. Why don't you have access to that?
I do have, but I can pull them down, but they will have the protection on them.
Right, gotcha. Oh, yeah. Well, I can share the protection with the guys. That's all okay.
Okay, so I'll download them and I'll put them on the
WhatsApp.
On the WhatsApp.
Excellent. That's brilliant, and we can make sure that they get them there. Good, because it's a ton of information. It's an absolute ton of information, and it'll be really good for them to have it. And thank goodness you've got a table of contents on it as well. That will save an awful lot of time. I'll even take a look at it and see if I can edit videos to bring one topic together and put bits from 30 different videos into the one video, all on the same topic. Because if we can do that, then the guys have all the information in the world.
One thing I will say is that most of your webinars did concentrate more on left shoulder, so there isn't so much about flag limits.
Right.
I'm slightly weaker in flag limits than what I am on left shoulders.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I remember. You see, the flag limit is absolutely cut and dry. It's not a gigantic lesson. Once you start seeing how to plot them, then it really is easy to keep plotting them after that. But yeah, I'm dying to take a look at your table of contents so that I can get in there and start cutting and pasting bits of video and stuff and tie it all together.
Okay.
Because it would be lovely. I mean, it would be absolutely brilliant if I could just condense the hundreds of hours into, let's say, 5 or 6 hours of the really most important stuff. Because, I repeat myself a lot. I have to repeat myself a lot because every time you open up the chart, every concept is there to be seen in it. So yeah, brilliant. I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Now, tomorrow I want to do another pair with somebody, but that is going to be the minor part of it. What I want is for you guys now to be going into the high time frames, but also into the low time frames. And I want you to show us where you will be looking for in the London and New York session tomorrow, where you would look for price action to occur during that session or during that crossover session or just in the later or earlier parts of it. I want you to find us something immediate, something for the day, a place that we could be looking at, really strong areas. Maybe price action has happened already, or maybe you're going to be looking for price action at this level. So it's not just going to be the weekly, it's going to be the weekly, the daily, the H4 down to the M1 if we can get it, for looking for places for looking for PA and looking for entries. So that's I want everybody to be on that for tomorrow. I want to know the best place to look for trades during the session tomorrow, and we'll keep a note of it and see what actually happens at these places, because it's going to start getting very practical very soon, and we've got to be getting ready for the practical. So that's it. I see everything that's done there, and it is really good. All our entries, all our places are mapped out really well on this monthly chart. So yes, it's brilliant. It's really, really good work. Now it's time to start getting practical with it. So everybody, find something for tomorrow.
What time tomorrow?
Can we do it at the same time?
Yep.
Good, good, good. Well then, that's it. 25 past, 10, whatever time it is. Just the same time tomorrow.
Okay.
So everybody, thank you very much. Omid, that's a great presentation. You have got this stuff. You've absolutely got it beautifully. So I'm really happy with it. Yeah, and you've shown us that it's nearly time to start looking for buys on euro with monster trades. So yeah, very good. Very, very good. And I can see that it may only be this week or the week after that our daily meetings showing our levels to trade from could be coming up with an EU that will give us gigantic R. Absolutely gigantic R. Don't take UJ and GJ tomorrow. They missed something there. Hold on, I missed. Where is it? Bum, 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 bum. Don't take. They are my person. Okay then. Very good. That will do nicely. Everybody, if you're trading today, if you're charting today, hang around in here and discuss what you're doing. Really discuss what you're doing. I've got to go and do a ton of gardening stuff, so I won't be around too much, but the place is a mess, so I've got tons to do. But work here together.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
Excellent.
you.
Yay. See you all tomorrow. Well done, everybody. Well done. Bye.
Bye.